getting ready for a trip up to Tennessee where I'm going to do a little bit of hiking. Not my normal hike, mind you, but what I would call an adventure hike. I did some research trying to find the right spot, and I found what looked to be a cool spot. But no one would give a location, so I had to do a little bit of research by identifying some markers, and I think I found a spot. The problem is there's no address, there's no national park or trail. There's not even a mile marker, but I think I know where I need to go. And once I get up there, my trail per se will be a creek bed, and following the creek and some large boulder fields I'll have to climb over. And hopefully though, when I get to where I need to get to, or where I want to get to anyway, at the end there'll be some waterfalls and a swimming hole. But it all depends on the water levels. So I'm gambling that there'll be just enough rain, because if there's too little, it'll be a dry creek bed and the trip will be a bust. And if there's too much, it'll be a flood and I won't be able to make it. So I've been watching the weather, and it's been afternoon storms, so it's looking pretty good. I'm hopeful anyway. So once I get up there, I will be hiking through a creek and, like I said, over some huge boulders. And because of that, I will not be bringing my normal gear as far as a hard frame backpack, my Nikon camera, even wearing jeans, which I always wear. I'll forego that for shorts, and this GoPro camera, which someone lent me, so I won't have to worry about getting that wet. Hopefully I'll figure it out, because I've never used GoPro before. And that's about it, I guess. So I'm gonna finish packing up, head on up there, and hopefully have some video footage to show of my adventure. I just gotta keep in mind, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm in my 60s, and I probably really shouldn't be doing some of the stuff I'm anticipating doing, but I love a good adventure. See you on the flip. Okay, I don't know what I've gotten myself into, but here's the start of my trail, and I don't think water is going to be an issue today. Lots of boulders. Here I go. Well, I didn't get very far before I took a fall. Slipped off a boulder, got wedged between some other boulders, and I actually kind of split my head in the back. So I sat down for about 15 minutes because I was very woozy. Debated, ouch, on whether to go back or not, but the bleeding seems to have stopped. Not too bad. So I'm gonna at least try to go a little bit further. I hate to scrap this thing right at the get-go. Just gonna take it real easy. I'm gonna opt through traveling through the creek over the boulders as much as possible. Okay, not sure where I'm going from here. It's looking a little bit sketchy, but I'm gonna go as far as I can. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to make it around these boulders. Whoa! Found a deep pocket. Whoa! Really deep. Okay, made it to the rocks. Boulders and creek. Okay, I'm getting glimpses of Shangri-La. Must continue. Okay, cool. This is one spot. I'm going to venture in a little bit. Okay, this is pretty awesome. Ah! Woo! Let's venture further. Okay, don't know how much further I can go. Got another severe boulder field ahead of me. I'm getting pretty weak. Take a break and then assess. Okay, bad news. As I'm taking a break here, it turns out I left my water bottle back at the truck when I was tending to my head injury. Now, I really don't think I can push on much farther, especially when I'm looking at it's going to be hard getting through this boulder field. I think I might be able to get up, but then I'm worried about getting back down. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm heading back. It got too much for me. I'm out of my element here. Boulders just got too high, too dangerous. And with no water and a head injury, I'm playing it safe and heading back. I will be cooling down though in some of these falls. Well, it turns out that the head bleeding was a little bit worse than I originally thought. So by the time I got to back to the truck, I checked the back of my head and it was still pretty wet with blood. So I decided I better get an emergency ward room, whatever, and made my way. They did a CAT scan, make sure I didn't have any brain damage, gave me a tetanus shot, checked on my cuts and bruises, but they gave me the go-ahead to leave. I was kind of iffy about it because I was still bleeding, and they didn't think I needed to be stapled or stitched. They thought the gash in the back of my head wasn't deep enough. So I said, well, I'm still bleeding, man. It's wet. And they said, oh, most of that's just a saline solution that they were using to clean me up. And I was kind of in a fog anyway, so I figured they knew what they were talking about. So I went back to a hotel room and just got a lot of rest. And finally, about 10 hours later, the bleeding stopped. So that was a good sign. Everyone was asking me, like, what happened, and no one seemed to know where I was. All the locals didn't even know this area that I'd found. So it's kind of sketchy, I guess. But I am disappointed that I never got to the end. I had about another mile, I think, to go, where I would have came across a lagoon and some caves and waterfalls, which I was really looking forward to. But I guess I should just be thankful that I was lucky, or stupid, whichever you want to call it, and made it out alive. But this is definitely my last adventure hike. I am not in my 20s anymore, and I think any of my walks would just be out around local parks from now on. Anyway, that's it. I am signing out, hanging up my hiking shoes and calling it a day.